Hello and welcome to a very important video. Today we'll be discussing about how to apply for National University of Singapore, that is NUS. I will take the example of NUS MBA and guide you through each and every step of the application. I will also tell you what are the documents required, and in the end of the video I will show you my completed application that I filled in the month of April. So let's get it started, but after the music. So welcome back, guys. To start your application, you have to go to mba.nus.edu.sg/apply now, or you can just Google NUS MBA and click on apply now. After this, you have to go to this button, that is start your new application. You click on this button and you have to fill your email address, your full name, password, DOB, and a security code. By clicking on create, your application account will be ready. And then you have to go back to this link and click on continue application. Once you click on continue application, it will ask you to submit your email address and password. And then you have to enter the security code. Security code is FX2FA. FX2FA. I sign in. And here I am. Here there are multiple options. First is basic program info, view applications, referee details, and change password. Where you have to start is the basic program info. When you click here, there is an option of creating a new application. If you have a pre-existing application, it will show up here. But since we do not have, it will not show up. So you click on the create new application. Here you have to select the program. You have to select coursework, and then faculty will be NUS Business School. Where is it? And then you have to click on MBA, Masters of Business Administration. If you are selecting double degree program or any other kind of master program, then you can click accordingly. But I'm selecting plain MBA. And then if you are doing a specialization in healthcare or real estate, you have to select it. But otherwise, you don't have to mention a specialization. For the source of financing, I click on self-support, and then finally I select the academic load as full-time. I save it, and then my application will be ready. So application will not be ready for submission. You have to click on the button apply and fill each and every details before you can actually submit your application. So here is that apply button that I was talking about. Before that, there is an edit button. If you want to edit any of these details, you click on the edit button. But what we want to do is apply. We click on the apply button, and here we can see that it is showing that there is a pending online application for the Masters of Business Administration program. And this is our application number. We click on next, and it will open the instructions page. On the instructions page, you should go through each and everything in detail very carefully. So the application fees will be 100 Singapore dollars, which would be around 5,500 Indian rupees. For the full-time MBA, the round 1 ended on 28th of October. Round 2 deadline is on 17 January, and round 3 is 31 March. For part-time MBA, the last date is 17th May. What you need to complete this application is you need 2 referee reports. I will go through, I will tell you about this more. Your GMAT or GRE score, your degree, your transcripts, the resume, your salary slips, your passport size pictures, and your scores like the GMAT, GRE, or whatever IELTS scores that you have taken for this. You have to tell your preference of program. For us, it is plain MBA. If you are doing some dual degree programs, that you have to mention here in this dual degree program section. And if you want to do some specialization, apart from healthcare and real estate, if you want to do any other specialization like marketing, finance, or consulting, you don't have to mention it beforehand, because specialization will be considered only when your NUS MBA program starts. So you don't have to mention your specialization here. Now the list of supporting documents. This is very important. You have to submit a copy of your resume, your degree, your transcripts, the GMAT, GRE score, IELTS, TOEFL report, your passport, passport size picture. Financial supporting documents. Here you have to submit your bank details and the bank statements of at least last 6 months. And after this, you have to submit your admission essays. So admission essays, you do not have to submit in a PDF. Admission essays are a section inside the application itself. So you have to fill in the text box that is given there. For the referee reports, again, people confuse it a lot. First of all, referee report is not a real report or not a PDF file that you have to submit. You have to just give the names of the referees that will receive an email from the NUS MBA side, and they have to fill their referee report through that email. So you do not have to submit any letter of recommendation or any other such thing. Also, because it's an MBA program, the 2 referees should be either your current employer or your previous employer or your corporate client. Do not submit a referee report from your professor, lecturer, or any academician. It should always be from your employer, and it should always be professional because it's a professional course. You have to submit your declaration and other details, and after 6 to 10 weeks, your application will be processed. With my personal experience and what I have heard, it won't take this long, and your application outcome will be ready in around 4 to 5 weeks. So we click on next, and here you have to fill your personal particulars, name, DOB, race, religion, citizenship, pass type. So your pass type is not applicable for you if you are a foreigner. If you're living in Singapore, then you have to mention like the employment pass and other things. The passport number, photo identification. So in most cases, you have to submit the copy of your passport here. So after filling your personal particulars, then you go for the contact information. And here you have to add your mailing details, your contact number, your family contact number, or any next of kin contact number. And you have to do this by clicking on the add button. Then you have to enter your academic qualification, like what degree you hold and which university you went to, what were your specializations. You have to upload your academic transcripts and the degree scrolls. Then you have to go for the test details. Here you have to enter your GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, or whatever test scores that you have. You have to mention all here. After this, for the awards and prizes, you have to mention what type of award it was, who gave you, what was the name of the award, provide any other details, when did you receive it. So all these details are required to understand what is the gravity of your reward. So a president's medal cannot be compared with winning a debate competition at a school level. So that is why all these details are required when you list the awards. For the language proficiency, you just have to mention that you know 2 or 3 languages, just like I know Hindi and English. So I just mention it here. And what is my level of proficiency over in that, I just mention over here. In the work experience, you can see that you have to mention what was your position, what is the name of the company, date employed, duration, and all those things. And for the supporting document, you have to upload the pay slips or the employment certificate. For the referee report, again, as I said, it's not a real report that you have to submit it. Here you just have to give the names, and the referees will receive an email from the NUS side, and they have to fill the referee report for you. It should be done within 14 days of receiving the email notification. Finally, you have the essay. This is a very important part of your application. There are 2 questions. First is, how have people, events, or situation in your life influenced who you are today? And then second question is, how do you plan to spend your time on the NUS MBA to transform yourself personally and professionally? Briefly describe your experience to date and how this and the NUS MBA can help you achieve your mid and long-term career goals. So this one you have to write in 250 words. This is in 350 words. Now, this application doesn't have to be related to NUS MBA. This is a very generic essay that you have to tell about yourself. It is here you don't have to talk about NUS MBA, but this should be very focused on the NUS MBA. First of all, you have to tell your plan. What is your plan of transformation? Also, you have to tell your midterm and long-term goals. So, with my personal experience, this essay takes more time because you have to do some specific thinking and also mention what is special about the NUS MBA program that other programs cannot provide. After that, there are some optional things, just as like any additional information, and this is for the reapplicants, so I'm skipping it. Then we go for the questionnaire. So questionnaire again is an essay. So if you want a scholarship, then you have to tell why you are deserving of the scholarship. You have to write a 250-word essay that what scholarships you want and why should you be deserving of the scholarship. If you're a part-time applicant and you have more than 7 years of experience and you are taking executive assessment, so you are not taking GMAT GRE but you're going with the executive assessment, then you have to fill this section. If you do not have a test score yet, so for example you are applying for the NUS MBA program but your GMAT GRE scores are not ready yet, then you have to tell that when is your test due and when will you be able to submit your scores. And this is again for the part-time applicant. So if you have more than 10 years of experience and you want a waiver from GMAT GRE, then you have to write this application that why you should be given the waiver. And lastly, you have to mention your LinkedIn profile. After this, you have to go for the checklist. In the checklist, again, the same list of documents that I showed already, your transcripts, degrees, tests, NRIC, and many other things. So if you are self-financing, then you do not need this letter. But if you are financed by somebody else, or then you need the sponsorship letter also. So here you have to use this as a checklist. And finally, for the documents upload, if there are any other documents that you want to submit that you could not submit till now, you have to use this section. Lastly, there is source of information. This is kind of survey, like where did you hear from us and all those things. So these are pretty light. And health and support is again, if you have some color blindness or have any other kind of disability, then you have to mention it here upfront. And lastly, when you click on the application completeness check, it will show you that what parts of your application is complete. So here we haven't completed any section, so it's all red. But if you have completed all the sections, then it should be in black, and then you are ready for payment. So after this, you have to make a payment of $100, and that's how your application will be submitted. So this is all about the NUS MBA application. Now it's time for me to show you my application that I submitted in the month of April. So as you can see here, this is my application number and all other non-confidential details on your screen. So my name, religion, citizenship, and all things that are pretty much visible to everybody. Where do I live, my mailing address, who is my next of kin, what is my academic qualification, all these things are visible here. And then what are the awards and prizes that I have received. So we go on. Awards and prizes are going on. Okay, so here the award and prizes section ends, and then I have to mention like where did I come to know about them, how did I come to know about the NUS MBA program, what is my health status, do I have any disability, and then my GMAT score, then the language as you can see here, and work experience, 6 years of work experience in work application and PayPal, and finally the essay question. So in the essay I have mentioned only the first few lines of my essays. So in the first essay I start like, born to a middle income family in the post-liberalization India, I come to a world where I had nothing to lose but a world to gain. So that's how I started my first essay. And the second essay started like, I introduced myself as a person who made all the conventional career choices but did not let his uniqueness die down. This is my second essay. So you can see some heavy usage of words, some figures, and there is a way of writing your essays. So be very careful about how you're writing your essays so that you can make the best impact in the minds of the examiners. And also you should be honest about yourself. So take some time to recognize your long-term and short-term goals and write a good essay. Lastly, you have the questionnaire that I have filled. Here is the referee names, and that's it, guys. The declaration and all other not so important things are mentioned here. So that's everything about my NUS MBA application and the NUS MBA applications in general. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, then please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and comment for engagement. And I'll see you next week with more informative content. Until then, peace. you.